Hello international friends, now comes the English translation of a video about the Kjolmen column. Kjolmen was found, Kjolmen is situated in Bulgaria, and the Kjolmen column was found in Bulgaria too. It bears a script in Greek letters. You can see this is copyrighted, the photo is copyrighted by the Ministry of Culture of Bulgaria, and as you can see, the script was written after the column was cracked. After, not before. This is the reason we're not missing any significant letters here, and this is the reason that it has this kind of writing, which means that the one who was actually inscribing it knew there was a crack there, and he left the respective space for it. Anyways, we base ourselves basically on the transcription of Mr. Ivan Duridanov, but with just some small differentiations, like the fact that in just before the end, in some places, what looks like an N is actually an eta, an E. This is a very small detail, but it plays a significant role when it comes to reading it. So yes, there was many suspicions again that this is no kind of Greek language, and there have been many theories again, just like before in the ring, but it is Greek, and we have to bear in mind that it is a kind of a Greek dialect of the north, which means it's more heavy, and it's not expected neither to have the phonetics or phonology of what we know as classical Greek, nor to have the orthography that we actually recognize as Greek. But except for these two factors, the text is quite readable, legible. Okay, let's see. That's the initial text. F, that's what we say F, but well, that means well, or even in his own opinion, or actually in his own will. But now comes already the first problem, which is, yes, we know that this adverb F is written with an epsilon ypsilon, and not with a vita here. It shouldn't be there. Yes, but as we said, that's a dialect, and remember that there are many instances in which ypsilon plays the role of a vita, like, or an F, let's say a phi, like F, or when there is let's say in the next letter, the next phoneme is a vocal or liquid, like lambda, L, or rho, like an R, then this epsilon might become a vita. So it's not arbitrary. F, Arzes. Now Arzes is a name. Aris, you should read it, and we have seen in the ring, in the golden ring that we saw in the previous video, how the J, let's say this yacht, actually becomes a Z in these more heavy dialects of the north. Aris, that's totally un-Greek, that's a foreign name, Asnin. Let's come to the verb ie. It should be within it again, from aro. I'm bringing someone towards a place. Yes, but remember again that we have strong examples that actually prove that eta and iota shared the same pronunciation even back then. In his own will, did Aris bring asnim? Then what? Etesa. Etis is, even in classical Greek, the relative. He brought her as a relative. What is that, actually? What is this column? This is a befreeing column. Back then, there was a possibility when a slave belonged to a sanctuary, there was a possibility for someone to buy his freedom. And there were some terms that after buying his freedom, this man had to take as much care as possible. Otherwise, he would be fined, and he would pay a fine to the sanctuary itself, the temple itself. So, and there was some kind of an act that would be written after every person of that kind would be befreed. And this was on her grave as, let's say, not a token, but as a proof that she had every right to be buried among the free, because she was herself a free person after that. So Aris is taking her with his own will as a relative. Probably what it means is like he was willing to marry her and brought her to his home like that. Okay? Can, this is where it breaks. You see, there is a K, but then in the next, let's say, line, there is an an, but you have to read this together. There was no space to write it like that, but okay, you can see it like maybe here. So, can, very common, even in classical Greek, ke, an. And if, vlava, okay, that's an adjective. Yes, you should expect it as vlavi, an ending in ita, but remember the northern dialects change this ita to an a, to an alpha, most of the times. And if, harmed, ignias. Now, that's very interesting. There is a verb enio with a double ni. Enio means I put clothes on someone. You can imagine that this ek means to unclothe. And if harmed or unclothed, which means if she has no clothes, if she has no good clothes on her in the middle of the winter, or if, let's say, she has not what is necessary to her, like proper shoes, or leti, that's let's say the name Lito. Lito was a deity, but there is a problem. You should say, this is tu lito, that is, let's say, dative form. Tu lito, should he give what? But now we have a basic orthographic problem. You should say, yes, we know, but this dative form should be ending in an omicron iota, not in an epsilon, or anyways in an eta, in a correspondent letter. Yes, we know that, but don't forget, this is not classical Greek. This is not classical Greek, and probably it has many idiomatic elements. So, and if she is harmed or unclothed, to lito, to the deity lito, edno is to give, let's say, the marriage gifts that a woman gets as she's getting married. But in this sense, it's like a compensation. So he should give as a compensation to the deity lito 13 actually, and there is something here like missing, but it should be an epsilon, like 13. There is another variant that you can say thagatos, of the daughter. He should, let's say, give the presents of the daughter, but maybe this is too far-fetched to say. What is better is like 13 or something, which is 13, as we know. Dni. So he should give to lito as a compensation, compensate lito with 13 dni. What's that? Probably it's some kind of a form that eventually leads to even to the Latin form denarium. So it's like a monetary unit. Okay? Maybe silver, maybe gold, maybe copper. But in that sense, it has what it takes to be related to what we say denarium in Latin. So yes, that is the picture. So on his own will did Aris take Asnin as a relative home, and if she is found, in brackets, harmed or unclothed, she, then what? And if, then what? Then to lito, should he give as a compensation, like this Aris, 13, let's say, monetary units. This is it. It's very interesting. It sheds much light upon Northern dialects that many of them, many people believe that they are not even Greek. And it is very different from classical Greek, and we have to point out that we should not say I can speak or I know Greek, because Greek is not just a certain paradigm of conjugation and other words. What we learn is the Greek of the 5th century BC, what we say classical Greek. There are many other variants, and the fact that these variants might sound strange to us does not mean that they're not Greek or that they are not based on some kind of grammar. Yes, I would like to thank our kind photographer, Themis, and until next time, I would wish you all the best. Unsere internationale Freunde, jetzt kommt die deutsche Übersetzung eines vorherigen Videos, das sich mit dem Text von Kjolmen, Bulgarien, befasst. Die Inscription ist klar, das Copyright dieses Fotos gehört dem bulgarischen Kultusministerium an. Wir basieren uns auf der Transkription von Ivan Duridanov, aber es gibt einige Einzelheiten, die nicht richtig sind, wie zum Beispiel die Tatsache, dass er einen Buchstabe als nie anerkennt, während sie Ita ist. Ganz gut und ganz kurz. Ev, das ist ein Adverb, gut, oder freiwillig. Bedeutet das auch freiwillig. Natürlich gibt es hier ein Problem. Wenn Sie dieses Adverb auf klassisch Griechisch sehen, dann finden Sie, dass es mit einem Y geschrieben ist, aber diese Orthographie haben wir nicht hier. Wir sollen allerdings nicht vergessen, dass das kein klassisches Griechisch ist, sondern eine nordische Variante. Arses ist ein Menschenname, Aris. Über die phonetische oder auch phonologische Prozesse, die dieses J zu einem Z machen, haben wir vorher gesprochen, beim Falle des goldenen Ringes von das auch in Bulgarien gefunden wurde. Asnin, eine Akkusativform, das ist ganz nicht griechisch, das ist ein Menschennamen, aber nicht griechischer Menschennamen, also Asni, nur die Endung, es wurde vergriechert. Verb IE gebracht hat, aber nochmal haben wir eine Abweichung aus dem klassischen Griechischen. Das heißt, im klassischen Griechischen sollte hier ein Ita stehen, IE, aber hier haben wir ein Jota, das hat mit der Variante zu tun, aber das hat auch mit der Tatsache zu tun, dass diese zwei Buchstaben schon seit dieser Epoche dasselbe Phonem wiedergeben, das heißt I. Ja, also freiwillig hat Aris Asni gebracht, wie Etesa. Etis ist der Verwandte, wie seine Verwandte. Und was meint er? Vielleicht als seine Ehefrau. Was ist hier passiert eigentlich? Und was ist das? Wozu dient dieser Text? Sehr einfach. In dieser Epoche gab es viele Tempel und sie hatten auch viele Leute und in ihrer Besetzung. Diese waren Sklaven eigentlich und diese Sklaven könnte man eigentlich verkaufen. Man könnte einen Mensch befreien. Aber wenn man diese Entscheidung traf, sollte es einen Kontrakt geben. Der Kontrakt hatte alle Einzelheiten an seinem Boden und das ist auch hier passiert. Das war auf einem Grab und weil sie eine Sklavin war, haben sie dieses Stein eigentlich auf dem Grab gestellt, so dass die anderen Menschen wissen, warum ein Sklaven mit den Freien zusammen beerdigt wurde. Und der Grund ist, weil sie befreit wurde. Also er hat sie als Verwandte, Ehegatten gebracht, freiwillig. Kann, ke, an und wenn. Vlava. Heutzutage sagen wir Vlavi, der Schaden. Und wenn sie beschädigt sozusagen wird. Ignias. Enio, ein Verb mit Doppel-N, bedeutet, ich ziehe mich an oder ich gebe Kleidung zu einem Mensch und das bedeutet, und wenn sie keine Kleidung hat, also und wenn sie beschädigt wird oder keine Kleidung hat, diese, also das ist vielleicht demonstrativ, dann was? Liti ednin dekatris dni. Liti zu Lito, dieser Gottheit. Aber diese Dativform sieht komisch aus. Sie würden sagen, ja, wir wissen, dass Lito, Liti, Dativform mit Omikron J, nicht mit Epsilon oder einem Ita anders falsch. Was ist hier passiert? Nochmal ein Problem mit der Variante. Wir sprechen nicht um klassisch Griechisch. Zu Lito sollte er geben, Ednin, Edno, ich verspreche Geschenke. Und hier ist das vielleicht eine sozusagen Kompensation. Ja. Zu Lito wird er geben, 13, 13, Dni. Dni, was ist Dni? Es ist komisch, aber vielleicht ist das dasselbe Wort oder der Stamm, der auch das lateinische Wort Denarium angegeben hat. Also 13 sozusagen Münzen vielleicht. Silbermünzen, Goldmünzen oder auch was. Abgesehen davon haben wir hier einen Kontrakt. Also dieser Mensch, Aris, hat freiwillig diese Asni als Ehegattin gebracht, also zu Hause gebracht, und dann kommen die entsprechenden Regulationen. Wenn er sie beschädigt, vielleicht schlägt, oder wenn er um sie nicht kümmert, dann soll er diese Strafe von 13 Sini dem Tempel von Leto geben. Das ist alles. Ich bedanke mich herzlich. Ich danke auch unseren Fotografer Themis und bis zum nächsten Mal wünsche ich Ihnen alles Gute. Danke.